Hello everyone, this is Horizon. I'm back again with another shave video. I know it's been a good while since my last video. It's been a hot couple minutes. And when I say couple minutes, I mean a month. 1 month, 5 days ago, on what would have been my grandpa's birthday. But that was his style of shave. And today we're going back to my style of shaving, which ironically is the total opposite, of his, but ironically, he was a cartridge user and I used the double-edged safety razor. Although occasionally I will use the one blade. I like the one blade, but the reason I'm not using that in this video is because I'm saving that for the next video after this, or a video in the future. I've got a very special video coming up within the next week or so where I will actually be having a shave off with my friend Nate. And I will be shaving my whole beard off because I need to be clean shaven for Halloween. I'm not going to give you any hints as to who I'm going to be for Halloween, but if you know me, you probably already know who I'm going to be. And for November, I think Mellow Domsey, I think his name was asking me to grow out just my mustache, which is appropriate for November because that's how No Shave November is supposed to go down. So I will definitely be doing it then. I think I said this in one of my previous videos, but I will be doing that. And I may do videos on how to keep up with the mustache. I don't think I could grow it long enough to the point where I could use wax to make it into a handlebar. And speaking of handlebars, on my old one blade video, some guy was really upset. Like, it's none of your business what your subscribers do. And I was like, yeah, sorry for the bad wallpaper. Like, you should be grateful she's letting you in your house. Like, oh, okay, bro, okay. I'll try not to be so offensive. I mean, nowadays, you cannot please anybody. Or at least not everybody. So anyways, enough rambling, let's get this shave on. I haven't even told you what this video is going to be about. I was ranting. Now, politics aside, if you hate Gillette, you might want to click off this video, but that's okay. I'm going to be using their Pure shaving cream today, which I've been using this for about a month or two now, in rotation with my Proraso, but and another shave cream that like I said, I will be doing a future video on in conjunction with the one blade core. You can probably guess what that is. And another thing I got while I've been off the air is the Proraso Aftershave Balm with, this one is Aloe and Vitamin E, so this is the Proraso Blue collection. I would use Proraso Blue if they had a pre-shave cream like they do for the other colors, but they just don't, so if anyone from Proraso is watching this, take notes. And now for my pre-shave, I've mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of using oils because they're expensive and they clog up my razor. So what I've been using instead is Cremo Original Impossibly Slick Shave Cream, which I prefer their classic scent. And Cremo does make a lathering cream, but they make it in sandalwood, and I wish they made it in this, which is... I know it's a citrus, and I've heard people say it's bergamot citrus, but don't quote me on that. But this stuff smells amazing. And I have also, in lieu of an actual alum block, I have been using this crystal mineral deodorant stick, unscented, paraben-free, no aluminum chlorohydrate. This is pure potassium alum, which is what they make alum blocks out of, so... But I have not been using this on my underarms. I've been using this on my neck and face. It works really well as a toner as well, I find, or an astringent, whatever you want to call it. So it can help. This is similar to witch hazel, and I think I might actually like this a little bit better than witch hazel, but I have been ranting way too long, so let's get this shave on. One thing I learned is a good way to get your face wet is to add a little bit of water from your shaving brush while having it soaking, which Cremo is water-activated shaving cream, which since like I say, I'm using it as my pre-shave, so gotta make sure my face is nice and wet. Like, it's okay if you're, ooh, that cold water's running down my front. That is cold. Jesus Murphy. So, just watch out for that, but... Which, like I said in my last video, I have been practicing the cold water shave because it gets me closer and I don't cut myself as often and I don't give myself as bad of razor burn. So, yeah. And I'm going to use about this much of the Cremo shaving cream. And I'm going to just spread it in my fingers like this and get to work lathering it in. Which, I've tried this on its own. I've tried using it with a brush, and it just does not work very well with a brush. And I also do not think it's really good to use on its own if you're using a really sharp razor like a safety or definitely not a straight, because those things are sharp. But if you're using it as a pre-shave for one of those two, or you're just using a cartridge or an electric razor, this might actually be perfect if you're a wet electric shaver, or electric wet shaver, whatever you want to call it. Because there are electric razors that are designed to be used wet. Like the Norelco one blade, which another possible video, not the same one I mentioned before, that'll be coming in the future is one blade versus one blade, which will be the Norelco one blade versus the Core, or if I'm lucky enough to get the Hybrid or the Genesis versus that, which that'll be a long time coming. And so now, I was going to do a bowl lather, or actually, I'll still do the bowl lather. I was going to say, I've been practicing face lathering a lot lately, but I think I'm going to do a bowl lather with this Pure soap cream. They also have this as a gel, and which is already lathered, but I do not like how it uses propellants like propane and butane and isobutane. I'm not sure the exact ones, but I'm certain it has them in there since it's canned. I honestly wish shaving cream companies would just make a foam that had nitrous in it instead, which is what makes Ready Whip all whipped and stuff. So, and I am considering doing a video on shaving with whipped cream like Sinatra Lennon did, which that video was absolutely hilarious. And I kind of wish that actually did become a meme like he said it would, but because that'd be funny and everyone would be shaving with whipped cream, everyone would be cutting their neck, and that sounded demented when I said it like that, but I promise you I'm not demented. And yeah, this stuff is a really good latherer. And I have a different bowl now. I visited Gatlinburg, Tennessee recently, and I got this bowl from a potter's, the Potter House at Pigeon Forge, not Gatlinburg actually. And they make a lot of stoneware and pottery and stuff of that nature. This is actually a soup bowl, but it works very well for lathering in my opinion. I do have to work at it a little bit harder since it's smaller, but it does hold heat better, but I guess that isn't 100% necessary for me since I am a cold water shaver now. Although on the odd occasion I do a hot water shave, this is good for that. Alright, now look at all this lather. That's incredible. I'm just shaving my neckline today because I didn't want to have to shave my cheeks too much because in the last couple of days that I'm going to be rocking this beard, which I will be shaving my mustache too, but I'm going to grow that out on its own for Movember. But I didn't want it to be too overly carved. I'm just not a fan of that look. But that's just my opinion, so if that one guy comes back here and is all inflammatory, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying you got to do it this way. Don't shoot me. And this is a very slick cream. As you can see, very slick. And it's very thick too. Let me put some more water in here. Actually, I should probably plug up the sink. And I lost my stand for my camera, so I'm going to have to look in the mirror for a second to get this lather perfect. I'll be right back. And honestly, I should probably pay attention to the mirror when I'm actually shaving, but that's okay. But for you guys, I'll look at the camera when I shave. Or at least I'll try. And now again for my razor, I am bringing back the tried and true Parker 96R with a Parker blade. Let's get this shave going. I've discovered also that the grain of my beard on my neck lies diagonally. It starts up here and then goes down this way. So it's very interesting to say the least. Let's get to it. Help me. Quickly draw that edge out. Probably should have rinsed a little more often, but... So, in about a year or so, I'm going to be going off to college. But if I have time, I will find time to make more videos for you guys from my dorm room, if possible. That's if I'm going to the college. I hope I can, which I've said is Glenville State University, or Glenville State College, here in West Virginia, which, for those of you who don't know, Channing Tatum actually went there on a football scholarship. Although he ended up dropping out, so... Did I cut myself on my neck? No, I didn't. My neck was just really irritated. I don't know why. Not from shaving it. Just tingling. And I'm lucky my Adam's apple isn't overly pronounced, because that means I don't have to worry about pulling my skin to one side if when I'm going over that, because... I mean, if you have a really pronounced Adam's apple, you might have to do that, but I'm lucky. I'm lucky. Okay, let me have a quick feel. It's actually very smooth. But I'm going to go for one more pass, at least. Oh, I'm going in my beard. Dang it. That smells more like the Cremo than the Pure. Which the Pure does have a bit of a scent to it, but it's just a nice, clean, very clean smell. And I'm pretty sure the gel smells the same way, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to lather up again. I got to go to the mirror. I'm sorry. By the way, I did get the one blade tuxedo brush. And... it's alright, but it's not the greatest, which, in my opinion, if you're just going to lather your cream straight on your face, it'll work great for that. But I don't think it produces a good enough lather on its own, like in a bowl or, which if you're using it with the one blade razor or something, excuse me, extremely mild, it's good for that. But if you're using a aggressive or even a regular razor, which the Parker, the 96R, I think is a little bit too aggressive for it. Because I still get razor burn when I use the tuxedo brush. Which, it's a beautiful brush and all, but... and it works well if you're face lathering. But if you're bowl lathering, you're better off getting a natural brush, like this Badger from Hagen. This is my go-to brush for, I don't even know how long. It was my first shaving brush, and I've had it since January of this year. I actually have had it even longer than I've had it longer than the Parker. I've had it longer than the one blade core. I had the Hagen razor, although I hated the blades. I used Derby, I used Bevel. I left it in Texas, unfortunately. But it's super cheap, so I might pick up a new one. And my brother might actually be getting into wet shaving, which is awesome. I told him to buy the Hagen razor, but I gave him one of my things of Parkers, because I got like 100 Parkers. I bought them in bulk. I'm rambling. Sorry if I ramble a lot. I just like talking to you guys. And maybe someday I'll do a live stream of me shaving. I might, the shave off with my friend Nate, that might actually be a live stream also. So now I'm going to go against the grain this pass. It's really smooth. And so far, I have yet to cut myself. By the way, I didn't mention that, but that's okay. Halloween's coming up, by the way. I mentioned I was going to have to clean shave for Halloween, but that's alright. Hang on a second. And I might start doing Shave the Movie, which for some movies like the James Bond movies it's probably easy, but there's a lot of newer movies that actually use safety razors, and some unfortunately use cartridge razors. Like in Batman vs. Superman, when Batman shaves his beard off after he meets with Aquaman, he uses a fusion. And in one of the Avengers movies, I forget which one it was, Captain America shaves with a Harry's razor. But in Brokeback Mountain, Jake Gyllenhaal is actually shaving with a Gillette Slim adjustable, or it's either a Slim or a Fat Boy, I can't tell, but I know it's an adjustable butterfly razor, and since the movie is set in 1963, it's got to be one of those two, because as far as I know, those are the only adjustable butterfly razors available at the time. And let me evaluate this pass. 1 second. Whoop. This is insanely smooth. And I'm pretty sure I haven't nicked myself, but if I did, we'll find out. Time to rinse. And I'm also going to rinse out my bowl and brush really quickly. Which this Pure shaving cream you can find pretty much anywhere. Walmart, Target, Kroger. I'm not sure about like Food Fair or anything, but you know, you never know. And it's like $6 for a good size tube, so it's even cheaper than basically the same stuff from Dollar Shave Club, the pillowy shave lather. Except this stuff smells a bit different. This stuff just has a nice clean smell. The shave lather from Dollar Shave Club is very minty, which I also use that cream a lot when I was in Texas, because I really like Dollar Shave Club and their stuff, but I like that cream way better than the butter. Which I guess you could use the butter as pre-shave, because it is based on Beard Lube by Jack Black, and that's meant to be used as a pre-shave or an aftershave or, you know, what have you. And it's a very clean shave. So now I'm going to take the deodorant stick, which I'm using as an alum block, get it wet, see how I did. Okay, I'm not getting any stinging yet, which is good. Okay, just a little bit on the middle of my neck. Nothing too major. Which I didn't give myself any weepers, which is good, but, you know, there was one shave I had, I can remember, that I used this, that I had like no irritation at all. That was the best shave I ever had. Of course, I wasn't using the Pure with this. I was using Proraso green shave cream, but pretty much everything else was the same, but that's okay. And my skin will feel insanely dry after I use the alum block, because it's meant to, it works basically as a toner. Alright, alright. Got that done. Now I'm going to apply my Proraso Blue Aftershave Balm, which a lot of the best aftershaves out there skip aloe vera, which is not a good idea, because I think aloe vera is a very critical component to aftershave balms. Which, Art of Shaving skips it, unless they have an aloe scented shaving cream and aftershave set, which I don't know if they do, so don't quote me on that. And Duke Cannon skips it too. They put aloe in their shaving cream, but not in their aftershave. Which I may do a review on Duke Cannon, but don't quote me on that. Just letting y'all know. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of moisture on my cheeks. And also, something else which Mantic59 professes this is always wash your face with a cleanser prior to your shave. I've been using the Everyman Jack Volcanic Clay Oil Control Face Wash, which I actually keep in my shower. I think Everyman Jack's a good skincare brand for those of us that are on a budget. So, if you're interested in grooming in general, which I may do a skincare routine video and then incorporate, which I incorporate into my shaving routine. And yeah, so that was a shave with the Gillette Pure cream and a couple of other new stuff. The Crystal Alum Block deodorant and the Proraso Aftershave. Thank you all for watching.